Yo, wake up. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. This ain't the time to hit snooze. This ain't the time to play safe. This is the time to rise up and go get IT. While you sleepin', somebody else is grindin'. While you makin' excuses, somebody out there is makin' moves. You say you want success, then prove it. Get up, get focused, and get after it like your life depends on it, because it does. Ain't nobody comin' to save you. Ain't nobody gonna hand it to you. You gotta wake up with fire. You gotta chase it with hunger. And you gotta fight for it like you ain't got nothin' to lose. Excuses don't build empires. Execution does. You can talk all day. You can dream, plan, visualize. Write it down on a vision board. Scream it out to the world. But none of that means a damn thing if you don't move. You don't get results from wishing. You get results from working. And not just working when it's fun. Not just when you're in the mood. Not when it's convenient. I'm talking about showing up and handling business when it's hard, when it's ugly, when you're dead tired, when everything in you is screaming to quit. That's where winners are made. That's where greatness is forged. Excuses are easy. Anybody can make one. You didn't have time. Lame, you were tired. So, what? Your situation isn't ideal. Cry me a river. Look around. There are people with less time, less money, fewer resources, more pain, more pressure, more problems, and they're still getting it done. Why? Because they're not married to their excuses. They're married to their mission. And when you're locked in on the mission, excuses don't exist. They don't even register. All you see is the target. All you think about is how to close the gap between where you are and where you're supposed to be. You know why most people stay stuck? Because they treat excuses like facts. They believe their own limitations. I can't because of this. I can't because of that. No, you won't. Be honest. You won't wake up earlier. You won't stop wasting time. You won't get uncomfortable. That's not life holding you back. That's you holding you back. You're the problem. And until you admit that, you'll keep living the same recycled story year after year, wondering why nothing changes. Execution is all that matters. Not potential, not talk, not dreams, just raw, ruthless execution. Did you do what you said you were gonna do? Did you follow through when it got tough? Did you deliver? That's the only thing that counts. Nobody's handing out awards for intentions. Nobody's clapping for your excuses. The scoreboard doesn't care about your feelings. It only tracks results. You're either moving forward or you're staying behind. You're either building the empire or watching someone else build it while you explain why you didn't. You think bosses got time to feel sorry for themselves. You think warriors stop to whine when things go wrong. Nah, they adapt, they execute. You fall, cool, get up faster. You fail, learn and adjust. You get hit, smile and hit back harder. That's the mindset. That's what separates the elite from the average. They don't complain. They don't explain. They act relentlessly. They make it happen. Whether they feel like it or nothin'. Don't give me that I don't know how excuse. That's soft. You've got a phone, a brain, and internet access. You can figure it out. You can learn anything. You can find answers. But the truth is, most people don't want solutions. They want comfort. They want to be told it's okay not to try. They want someone to validate their excuses. Not here, not today. If you want it, go get it. If you want change, create it. If you want respect, earn it. There's no other way. You got a goal. Good. Now shut up and execute. Show me. Prove it. Stop talking and start producing, because at the end of the day, it's not about how bad you want it. It's about how hard you're willing to go to get it. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to endure, how consistent you're willing to be when the grind gets brutal. Everybody's motivated on day one. That's not special. What's special is the one who keeps executing on day 50, day 200, day 600, when it's boring, when it's painful, when nobody's watching. That's the one who wins. That's the one who builds the empire. Excesses are poison. They'll convince you to stop 1 inch from the breakthrough. They'll trick you into playing small when you were built for greatness. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce the lie that you can't. You give power to the weakness. And the more you feed that weakness, the louder it gets, until one day it owns you. You don't want that. You want to dominate. You want to rise. You want to be legendary. Then kill the excuses, bury them, and replace them with action. All out. No hesitation. No excuse. Execution. Every single day. Comfort is the enemy. Let's be real. Comfort is where dreams go to die. It's the silent killer. It doesn't scream. It doesn't punch you in the face. It lulls you to sleep. It seduces you. It tells you you're good enough, that you've done enough, that you deserve to rest. And while you're lying there on your couch, scrolling, relaxing, convincing yourself you'll get back to it tomorrow, someone out there is outworking you, outlearning you, outgrinding you. Someone out there is taking the shot you're too comfortable to take, and you wonder why you're stuck. You wonder why nothing changes. It's because you're too damn soft. You've made peace with averagecy. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it costs you everything later. It steals your edge. It robs you of your potential. It keeps you locked in a box, doing the same safe, predictable things day after day, while your goals collect dust on the shelf. You don't grow in comfort. You grow in pressure. You grow in the pain. You grow when you're uncomfortable, uncertain, stretched to your limits. But most people run from that. They'd rather settle for a comfortable life than chase an uncomfortable dream. They'd rather feel good now than build something great later. That's weakness. That's fear disguised as logic. I think champions got where they are by playing it safe. You think they stayed in their little cozy bubble and magically leveled up. Hell no. They threw themselves into the fire. They made themselves uncomfortable. On purpose. They trained when they didn't feel like it. They sacrificed sleep, comfort, friends, parties, all of it, because they were obsessed with the next level. They weren't scared of discomfort. They lived in it. They didn't avoid the storm. They became the storm. You want change. Then get uncomfortable. Wake up earlier than you want to. Push harder than you think you can. Stop eating like trash. Stop wasting time. Go where it hurts. Go where it's hard. Because that's where the growth is. That's where the separation happens. That's where you find out who you really are. Anyone can grind when it's easy. But what about when it's freezing cold? What about when you're exhausted? What about when no one's watching? No one's clapping? And you still get up and put in the work. That's when it counts. That's when you build something real. Comfort breeds weakness. It makes you soft, and soft doesn't win. Soft doesn't lead. Soft doesn't dominate. You gotta get ruthless with your habits. You gotta get aggressive with your standards. Stop being okay with good enough. Burn that mentality. Destroy it. The moment you get comfortable is the moment you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start dying. Life's not static. You're either moving forward or you're getting left behind. Comfort is the slow fade into mediocrity. You got dreams. Then you better learn to suffer. You better learn to be okay being uncomfortable every damn day. Growth doesn't feel good. It's not supposed to. That's how you know it's working. That's how you know you're leveling up. Every rep you don't want to do, that's growth. Every early morning you want to skip, that's growth. Every risk that scares you, that's growth. And every time you run from that discomfort, you're running from your own greatness. Comfort is a trap. It tells you to wait, to chill, to take it easy. It tells you there's always tomorrow. And that's the biggest lie you'll ever believe. You don't have tomorrow, you have now, right now. And what you do with it decides everything. So ask yourself, are you chasing growth or clinging to comfort? Are you pushing forward or playing it safe? Because you can't do both. You can't chase comfort and chase greatness. You've got to choose. Say you want to separate yourself. Then do what others won't. Go the extra mile. Take the hit. Embrace the grind. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because the more you suffer now, the stronger you become later. And one day, when everyone else is still stuck in the same place, living in the same loop, you'll be so far ahead they won't even see you. All because you had the guts to step into the pain. All because you refused to let comfort make you soft. No one owes you anything. Let that sink in real deep. Nobody's coming to hand you a dream. Nobody's coming to save you, to pick you up, to make it easy for you. You think because you want it bad, the world's just gonna give it to you. You think because you've struggled, life is gonna feel sorry for you and hand you a shortcut. Wake up. Life doesn't care about your sob story. It doesn't care how hard it's been, how unfair things are, or how many people doubted you. The scoreboard doesn't track your pain, it tracks your performance. You either produce, or you don't. You either execute, or you make excuses. There is no middle ground. You gotta stop walking around like the world owes you something. It doesn't. You weren't promised success. You weren't guaranteed a dream life. All you were given was breath in your lungs and 24 hours, same as everybody else. What you do with it, that's on you. Not your parents, not your boss, not your ex, not society. You. Every single result in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's all yours. You own that. You built that. So, if you don't like what you see, don't complain. Don't cry about it. Change it. Grind for it. Fight for it. Earn it. You see, the problem with most people is they move like they're entitled, like just because they're a good person, or because they've had it rough, they deserve a win. That's not how this game works. Good people get crushed every day. Hard workers go unnoticed. Talented people stay broke. Why? Because this world doesn't pay you for who you are. It pays you for what you do. It rewards the ones who outwork, outlast, out-hustle everybody else. You can be the nicest person in the room, but if you don't bring value, if you don't deliver results, you don't get to eat. Simply you want respect, earn it. You want success, bleed for it. You want to live on your terms. Then stop whining and start winning, because the moment you start expecting someone else to fix your problems, the moment you start waiting for life to get easier, is the moment you lose all power. You hand over control, and the second you hand over control, you become a victim. And let me tell you something, victims don't win. Victims get passed over. They get ignored. They get trampled by the ones who decided to take ownership and go all in. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to be weak, but you've been fed a lie. They told you success is supposed to come fast. That if it doesn't happen quick, it's not meant for you. That if it's hard, then you should quit. That's a trap. The truth is, the grind is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to test you. You're supposed to get knocked down. You're supposed to get rejected, overlooked, laughed at. That's the price of leveling up. And the only ones who make it through are the ones who stop waiting to be handed anything and start taking everything they want by force. Stop begging for a seat at the table. Build your own damn table. Stop looking for a handout. Create your own lane. Stop crying about what you didn't get and start focusing on what you can earn. You want power? Then take full responsibility for everything in your life. Every failure, every mistake, every missed opportunity. Own it. Because the moment you own it, you can change it. The moment you say, "This is my fault," you give yourself permission to fix it, to grow from it, to rise above its harsh truth. Most people will never get what they want because they're too busy complaining about what they didn't get. To many people walking around with the mindset of, "I deserve more." No, you deserve what you've earned. That's it. If you want more, do more, be more, sacrifice more. That's the formula. That's the grind. No hacks, no shortcuts, just raw, relentless work, relentless focus, relentless accountability. Every time you think the world owes you something, remember this. There are millions of people out there who want the same thing you want, and they're willing to outwork you for it. They don't care about your problems. They don't care about your feelings. They care about winning. So either step up and fight, or step aside and watch them take everything you thought belonged to you. Discipline over motivation, that's the foundation, the core, the heartbeat of every winner out there. See, motivation is cute, it's flashy, it shows up when things feel good, when the sun is shining, when your playlist is right, when everything is falling into place. Yeah, motivation loves that. But discipline doesn't care about how you feel. Discipline shows up when you're tired, when you're broken, when you've failed 5 times already and you still lace up your shoes and get back in the fight. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You think you're gonna make it because you watched a few YouTube videos that got you hyped. Nah, that hype fades. That motivation dies the moment real life punches you in the mouth. Let me break it down for you. Motivation is an emotion. And emotions, they lie, they shift. One moment you're fired up, the next moment you're sitting on the couch telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." That's garbage. That's weakness. That's how you stay stuck. Discipline is the truth. Discipline is the voice that says, "Get up anyway." It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't ask how you feel. It commands action. You think the people who are crushing it feel amazing every day. You think they love waking up at 4 a.m. to run in the cold, to hit the gym, to read, to hustle, when everybody else is still asleep. Hell no, they don't always love it, but they do it. Why? Because they're not ruled by feelings. They're ruled by commitment. They made a decision to be great. And discipline is the price they pay every single day. You've got people out here relying on their mood to determine their grind. Oh, I wasn't feeling it today. Who cares? Nobody cares how you feel. The world rewards execution, not intention. You said you wanted it. You said you had a dream. You said you were gonna level up this year. But now it's cold outside. Now you're tired. Now you don't feel like it. That's what separates you from the top 1%. They don't flinch. They don't fold. They operate off of standards, not feelings. They show up because it's non-negotiable. It's not a maybe. It's a must, and don't get it twisted. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's not about being a robot. It's about consistency. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to do it. You skip one day, fine, but discipline says you get back up the next. You fall down 7 times. Discipline says get up 8. Motivation would have quit on the second fall. Motivation's the guy who starts the race full speed and gasses out before the halfway mark. Discipline. Discipline is the beast that keeps pounding, keeps moving, keeps grinding, even when the legs burn, even when the lungs are on fire. Because discipline doesn't quit ever you want to win. Then you better stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. You're never gonna feel ready. You're never gonna be in the mood 100% of the time. That's a fairy tale. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you start building the life you want. Discipline is about making yourself do what you said you would do after the mood you said it in has left. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. It's the fuel for consistency, and consistency is what builds legacies. Look at the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the game changers. They're not always inspired. They're not always in flow. But they show up, day in, day out. They study, they train, they sacrifice, because they've trained their mind to act, not react. They've rewired their brain to obey purpose, not emotion. You want to be like them? Then kill the noise. Wake up early when it sucks. Go to the gym when you're sore. Show up to work when you're drained. Build your business when you're broke. Right when you've got nothing left. That's how it works. That's what it takes. You think greatness is built on I'll do it later, on I'm not in the mood. No, greatness is built on blood, sweat, sacrifice, and relentless discipline. Grind now, shine later. That's the law, that's the mindset. That's the code you live by if you're serious about success. Everybody wants to shine. Everybody wants the spotlight, the money, the respect, the lifestyle, but nobody wants to pay the price. Nobody wants to sacrifice. Nobody wants to bleed for it. They want the reward without the work. They want the throne without the war. But it doesn't work like that. You don't get the shine until you survive the grind. You don't get the crown without crawling through the dirt first. The grind is ugly. It's brutal. It's lonely. It's full of early mornings, late nights, missed parties, skipped meals, aching muscles, and mental battles. It's full of moments where you question everything, where you doubt yourself, where you feel like quitting every single day. And guess what? You still show up. You still put in the reps. Because that's what separates you from the rest. That's what separates those who talk about success from those who earn it. It's not about how flashy you can look on social media. It's about how long you can suffer in silence when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, when no one's validating your hustle. You grind now because this is the season of sacrifice. You grind now because the world doesn't hand out victories. It makes you in every single one. You grind now because deep down, you know you're built for more, and you're willing to suffer for it. You're willing to hurt for it. You're willing to outwork every excuse, every distraction, every weakness that tries to slow you down, because you understand one thing: if you want a life that looks different, you have to live different. That means making choices that others won't. That means doing the hard stuff when everyone else is doing what's easy you can't have. A millionaire lifestyle with a minimum wage work ethic. You can't expect first-class results with last-place discipline. Too many people want to skip the grind and jump straight to the glory. But the shine isn't for the lucky. It's for the relentless. It's for the obsessed. It's for the ones who grind now, when it's dark, when it's cold, when they're tired, when they're broke, when the world says take it easy, and they say hell no. That's the mentality, that's the fire. You go all in now so that later, when others are still stuck in the same place, you're living the life they only dream about. Grind is the test. It's the filter. It's how the universe separates the real from the fake. You either rise under pressure or you break. You either keep pushing or you fold. And every day is a choice: grind or give in, hustle or hesitate, win or whine. There's no shortcut, there's no cheat code. You put your head down and you outwork every excuse in your path. You grind until the struggle turns into strength, until the hustle becomes a habit, until pain becomes normal and quitting becomes impossible. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they lack grit. They don't have the guts to keep going when it's no longer fun, when it's no longer exciting, when the results aren't coming fast enough. But you don't need hype. You don't need comfort. You don't need applause. You just need the mission. You need the grind, because deep down, you already know the shine is coming. It's just not your season yet. Your season is the trenches. Your season is the storm. Your season is the struggle. But that's where you build. That's where you develop the mindset that nothing can break. That's where you become Dan Russo while they're sleeping. You're working. While they're playing, you're building. While they're talking, you're doing. Because you understand something they don't. The grind is the gatekeeper. It guards the shine. And if you're not willing to pay with sweat, pain, and consistency, you'll never get through. So every rep, every sacrifice, every lonely night, every tear, every failure, it all counts. It's all stacking. It's all preparing you for the moment when the lights hit, when the doors open, when the shine is finally yours and you've already earned it.